What's good? It's Extreme Caution. Channel more official WWE NXT Deadline review. Going over every match on the card, what I thought every single match, what I could think leading, what I think the stories can lead after every single match. If you like wrestling content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I upload consistent daily wrestling content, so you should make sure you subscribe. I'll end up straight into the review. The opening match we start off with is Ricky Saints versus Open Fenny for the NXT Championship. This match was really good. This was a really good way to start a show. This match was an absolute banger. I don't know if it's better than their first match. I'm not sure if it's better than their first match. The first match was great. This match was really good. But towards the end of the match, we ended up getting Oba Femi ended up hitting a power bomb to pick up the victory. After the match, we ended up getting Oba Femi and Ricky Saints shaking hands, ending on good terms. I like it. I'm not mad at it at all, especially due to who ended up winning the Iron Survivor and Javad Evans. I like it. I like Oba Femi's back as champion, and the winner of this match is the one who's going to face Cody Rhodes at Saturday's main event, which is very interesting because I thought that he was going to go with Ricky Saints. I thought they was going to do the Cody and Ricky story of them being friends. I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it with Oba Femi winning. But they went Oba Femi winning, and I'm not mad at it, to be honest with you. I think it works best for the men's NXT Championship as of right now, especially because Oba could play heel or face, and we don't have many top talent right now in terms of the men's division. So I think Oba is the best person to hold it. No offense to Ricky. Ricky wasn't at bad NXT championship, at bad NXT champion, but due to him being purely a face, that does limit the people he can actually have feuds with. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Oba, whether he holds it for a while or potentially loses it very quickly to Javon Evans. They could do that as well. So very interested to see what they do here. Very interested in that Oba Femi and Cody Rhodes match. Very interested to see who. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm interested who wins because I'm assuming Cody would still win the match. That's kind of the reason why I didn't want Oba to win, because like I want Oba to be heavily protected when he goes to the main roster, and him losing to Cody Rhodes, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't make him look bad. It's Cody fucking Rhodes, but still, I still want him to be booked very dominantly, and the fact that his first match on the main roster is technically speaking going to be a L, you know, it's kind of a bit disappointing, but nonetheless, should be a banger match, and I'm excited to see what they do with Oba Femi. Now we get the women's Iron Survivor match between Kalani Jordan, Jordan Grace, Kendall Gray, Lola Vice, and Soroka. This match was an absolute banger. This was easily the best match on the card, in my opinion. This was great. I think it started off with Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan, who was having a really good back and forth. This match was great. We had some six spots. We had a moment where Kalani Jordan ended up doing like a Spanish fly. I think she did it on Jordan Grace on like the ring apron onto the outside. We had one moment where Soroka ended up doing a soul snatcher on the outside. We had one moment where Kalani Jordan ended up injuring Soroka's leg, so they had to go take her out of the match for a bit, but then she eventually comes back and immediately goes into the ring and hit a double soul snatcher. I thought was cool. One thing I did like that was nice throughout the Iron Survivor was that anytime when Kalani was in the box, in the penalty box, she kept fighting the baby faces in the penalty box, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was cool. But towards the end of the match, it's a tie. All five women have the same amount of points. They all have 2 points. Kalani Jordan hits her finisher. She's pinning someone. I forgot who it was. I think it was Jordan Grace, if I'm not mistaken. Or Lola Vice. It might have been Lola Vice. She pins Lola Vice. Then out of nowhere, we end up getting, I think Kendall Gray ended up, I think someone pulls her. Kendall Gray ends up taking advantage, ends up doing some type of splash, picks up the victory. I do not know how to feel about this. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. Look, Kendall Gray has impressed me a lot in the ring. When it comes to me and the wrestlers that I like, I'm more of a character person. I'm more of a Mike Skills character, story driven person. That's me personally. So with Kendall Gray, she's not going to wow me as much as she may wow others. I still need to see more of the character in the promo. Now, it's NXT. I'm not expecting you to be CM Punk or John Cena. I'm not gonna say it's a bad decision because I get what they're doing, even though I do think they're pushing her a little too much. Because this is giving me Stephanie Von Kerr and Julia vibes with the way they're pushing her. But I'm not mad at it. The only thing I am confused of is that she is the Evolve Women's Champion. So if she beats JC Jane, is she gonna hold both belts? Is she gonna vacate one? It's like I don't want to see a double champ situation. Now, like I said, I don't think this is a bad choice because I get what they're doing. Kendall Gray is clearly the way they're pushing her. She's going to be the face of NXT, very similar the way they're pushing her. So look, I don't mind this. I need to see the build towards this match. So next week, they better have some promo because JC Jane and Fatal Influence always get a promo segment every week. So I'm assuming they're going to get a promo segment. And we need to see more Kendall Gray's character because every week, all we see from Kendall Gray outside of a couple matches is really her in the backstage setting with Ren Sinclair. We need to see more. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not expecting her to be amazing. If she could just be at least like a Lola Vice level character worker or Kalani Jordan, I'm fine because I don't think neither of them are amazing character workers. I think they're fine. I think they're decent. I don't think they're great. So all she has to do is be a decent character worker, and I'll be on board with this Kendall Gray decision. Right now, I'm neutral. I'm not mad at it. I'm not a fan of it either. So I have to see how the build plays out. But if the build sucks, yeah, then this is a bad decision. But the build, if the build is just okay, I'll say it's a good choice because I get what they're doing with Kendall Gray. So, and Kendall Gray's amazing in ring, so I see the potential. It's just the character work I just have to see. But nonetheless, this was a banger match. Now for the North American Championship between Ethan Page and Mr. Iguana. I am not going to speak too long about this match because there's really nothing to really say here. This match was more of just a comedy match. It's one of those things whether you really like it or you really don't. It's just one of those things that's just not for me. I don't hate it. I didn't like it either. It was just whatever. Ethan Page picked up the victory. Not gonna really go over. Don't really know what's next for Ethan Page. I'm assuming he's still gonna just do stuff in AAA for the most part. But Ethan Page retains his North American Championship, and that's really it. I'm not gonna waste my time with it. Act like there's some deeper story. There's things that's in play here. I'm not gonna really act like there is because it really isn't. There really isn't nothing really to go here. So Ethan Page retains his North American Championship. The next match we ended up getting was Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame. I've been really enjoying what they've been doing with Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame, of Izzy Dame manipulating, taking advantage of Tatum Paxley's kindness, of her being gullible, her being constantly wanting friendship, wanting love, her constantly being, basically being failed at every chance she get of getting friends. I love what they've been doing here. Throughout the match, they kept on having Izzy Dane constantly manipulate Tatum Paxley, constantly tricking her into thinking that that she wants to be friends with her, constantly playing on Tatum Paxley emotions and feelings. Towards the end of the match, we end up getting Shawn Spears comes out with the dolls of both Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley, and then eventually he rips the head of the doll that's supposed to be Tatum Paxley. She gets in the ring, then Izzy Dane takes advantage and hits her signature slam and picks up the victory, which I thought was the correct choice because this feud should continue, and that's the best way. Because if you have Tatum Paxley win, then this whole turn was for nothing. Because it's already suspect that Izzy Dane didn't turn on her after helping Tatum Paxley win the championship. That way she would get a championship opportunity. I didn't mention that before, but I just let that kind of slide due to Jacy Jayne and Fatal Influence being champions. So I let it slide because I like Jacy Jayne. But it should be very interesting to see how they play this story. I'm hoping what they do is have Tatum Paxley come back with a more darker side of her and start to tell the story of her not being this naive, gullible, insecure little girl and her being this more ruthless version of her. That's what I'm hoping they do with her. If they don't, I don't mind it because Tatum Paxley's character is fucking amazing. But I would like to see a different side of her. But if they keep the same character, I'm not mind. But I'm assuming with the story that they could tell with this is her being more vicious due to Izzy Dane betraying her. That's what I would like to see. But nonetheless, this was great. This is elevating Tatum Paxley, this is elevating Izzy Dane, and I'm very interested to see how the story continues. Now for the main event, the men's Iron Survivor. This match was really good. I think the women's was better, but the men's Iron Survivor between Javon Evans, Dion Lennox, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, and Miles Bourne. This match was really good. Really good match. They had some 6 spots in this match as well. Javon Evans and Leon Slater were amazing. It was one spot I love was that anytime Dion was in the, they did the same thing with Kalani. Anytime when Dion was in the penalty box, he attacked someone. It was one moment where Dion locked Javon Evans inside the penalty box towards the end of the match, and he had to escape climbing onto the top, and then he ends up just diving onto Dion after he escaped. Then he ends up hitting a insane cutter. This match was really crazy towards the end, but towards the end of the match, you get everyone, they're all tied with 1 point, if I'm not mistaken. They're all trying to get pinfalls. They can't get a pin. Then everyone's fighting on the outside until Miles Bourne gets in the ring. Javon Evans looks completely laid out, but then he ends up rolling up Miles Bourne. This was a great match. Really good match. Really enjoyed it. Javon Evans is the #1 contender, so he will face Obafemi at New Year's Evil. Obafemi comes out to confront Javon Evans, but then we end up getting the return of Tony D'Angelo. And then he choke slams Javon Evans, and that's it. I don't know how to feel about this, mainly because I like Tony D. I do. I just don't think that this was necessary because what does this imply? Like, is he gonna be in a match now? Is this gonna be a triple threat? Like, I don't understand that because Javon Evans is #1 contender. Why the fuck does he deserve a match? Like, doesn't make sense. I understand that Tony D'Angelo beat Oba Femi, so he's kind of his kryptonite, but still, I don't know. Does this make Tony D a heel? Is Tony D a new character? Because is he still a fucking, is he an Italian mob boss still? Who knows? But I'm interested to see where this goes because NXT do need more depth and more main event talent in the men's side. They need some more main eventers, and Tony D is the closest thing to it without involving Ricky Saints or Trick Williams or Ethan Page. So I understand it. Interested to see where this goes. Overall show, this was a great show. Really enjoyed it. This was definitely better than Survivor Series for sure. But you guys let me know overall thoughts, opinions, I love. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. But yeah, that's it.